Welcome to our broadcast. We are interviewing Conrad Fortin as a presidential candidate. Conrad, do you believe a majority of the countries in the world would come together with a compromise on the nuclear weaponry?
Yeah, I do. I believe that everyone in the world is afraid of the power of nuclear weapons. I feel that everyone knows their dangers and has seen their power, and it's a dangerous and horrifying idea, and I think a lot of countries would come together against it. But I also think there's a few key countries that will not. North Korea, Iran, these countries who feel they need to defend themselves from us and other countries. And I think we need to get to an agreement with these nuclear weapons and hopefully put that through.
So, with the increase in unemployment rates in America, how do you plan on to help decrease those rates?
You mean to create jobs?
Yeah, that's a way.
See, if you look back through history, during the 1930s, during the Depression, we had FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and Franklin Delano Roosevelt came in office with the New Deal. And a lot of people debate on if the New Deal worked, but I believe he had public works projects, things that he created, things to help still rebuild the country. There's a lot of problems with our country. There's a lot of things we need to work on, rebuild, refix, and I think that we can get a lot of jobs going if we start, fixing our country and getting people back to work and helping out, doing all those kinds of things.
All right, so your party says they want to peacefully deal with North Korea. How would you go about dealing with this country when it teaches its citizens to hate the United States?
Well, you know what? We need to take a firm stance against them. If I was elected president, my prime job would be to protect this country. And if North Korea or any other country decides that they have a problem with us and if they're going to threaten us with violence, then I will only have to say to them to threaten with full retaliation.
Okay, when dealing with education, there's a big education gap among blacks and whites. What kind of policies would you enact to close this gap?
What do you mean by an education gap?
White kids are doing better on standardized tests than black kids. I guess because they're less fortunate. How do you plan to?
If I had to say, I would probably, you have to increase the schools. The reason these kids aren't doing too well is because they are less fortunate, like you say. They're in areas where the schools aren't getting funded enough. And as president, I would do my best to get funding to every school and try and have an equal ground for everyone so that everyone would have a fair shot. And I don't think it's about race. I think it's about poverty, how you grow up, where you live, what your area is, and it's a shame. But hopefully, if I'm elected president, I will do all I can to put some money back in the education program and help these kids out.
We now welcome Andrew Yeager. He is a presidential candidate for the Garden Party. So, Andrew, how do you plan on creating an honest government from the one we have today?
Well, we realize that in past years the government has been keeping secrets and hiding things from people of America. And one of our policies that we're trying to institute is more open and honest government so that we can share all of our ideas with the people, because we're a democracy and what we stand for is the people.
So, with the increasing immigration, how do you plan on, what plans do you have to put into action to decrease that amount coming into America?
Well, with all the immigrants here, we're going to try to stop illegal immigrants from coming in by bettering our security on the borders. And with the illegal immigrants that are already in America, we are trying to get them out we're going to make everybody come and prove that they are a legal citizen. Just like people went to go vote, people are going to have to come in and prove that they're a citizen so they can say it.
Alright, so going along the same lines, how would you investigate current aliens for the ones that you don't know about, so the illegal aliens?
Right, well, we don't want to discriminate based on race, so that's why I said that we are going to try to have everybody go to their local voting station and kind of prove that they are a legal citizen of the United States. So then, if they're not, we can get them out.
Okay, what is your stance on gun control?
Well,
Seriously? Really?
well, there are illegal arms dealers in the United States. We realize that, and we are trying to crack down on them by finding them mostly in inner cities and things like that. And as far as handguns, we are trying to get like a better background check on people that we give handguns to, and put a longer wait on how long. Like once you buy it, there's going to be like a month waiting period until you can get your handgun.
And finally, for our last candidate, we have Justin Miner from the Cherry Tree Party. Justin, how do you plan on creating more jobs for American people in this bad economy?
Well, firstly, to create more jobs, just like they did back in the recession, in the Great Depression, actually, they were going to enact creating more jobs with people building with the current road systems, and also fixing up bridges that need to be fixed up, and that's how we're going to create more jobs.
So on your platform, I read that your party only wants to go to war when necessary. Can I ask you when there was a time unnecessary for us to go to war, and exactly how the United States know when to step aside and when to go into war?
That's a great question. I believe the war in Iraq was not really necessary. We went in there with false hopes and kind of ruined our economy and kind of laid bad taste in the world's mouth.
All right, with the policy of going green, what would you do that others have not yet done to further the progress of making America green?
That's a good question. We are going to, ourselves going green are going to go, we're going to actually put solar panels on the White House. And we're going to actually, I'm stumped on that one. No, but we, for Growing Green, we're going to help out everybody. And next question. Next question.
Okay, how do you plan to lower taxes?
Lowering taxes. We're going to lower taxes by, we're gonna lower them from the everyday people so they have more money in their pocket so they can spend on the American economy to fix it up rather than paying more for their government so they are left broke in the end.
Thank you.
That was great. Thank you, Justin. We're with Stephen Santangelo from the Restoration Party. Stephen, do you believe in keeping gun control the way it is now and adding bigger consequences is going to decrease the amount of crime involving guns?
Well, I believe that guns, as it is now, are a really big factor into the crime scene right now. So I believe that there should be bigger background checks for individuals willing to buy guns and bigger consequences for violators of this in order to cut down on the amount of this crime.
So I haven't heard that much about your party, but if you could just tell me why you would be a good president and what you can offer to America.
I believe that under this party, we offer the most appealing ideals to all the people. We're pro-choice, we are against guns, and we're for gun control, and we're really looking out for the future generations, and that's why I believe that we are the best party for America.
All right, when it comes to the death penalty, why does your party support the death penalty when it costs less money to just keep a prisoner in prison for their life?
Well, in this issue, we value life over money, so the money really isn't a factor for us. We think they should have the decision to take life in prison or just have the death penalty, and that money really shouldn't be an issue because they should have the right, and I believe that it's their choice. It's what they want.
How do you plan to stimulate the economy?
Well, we believe that by cutting taxes, it will allow more individuals to have more money to be spent on different products and goods and to be circulated through the economy. And in this way, the economy will be stimulated.